Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a wonderful week like always. Today is the day. It's Friday. I'm recording this video on Friday, which means Mariah Carey has just released her Rarities compilation album. Now, this is an album filled with previously unreleased songs that span her 30-year career in the music industry, going all the way back to 1990. But before we get into the video, I do want to point out that yes, I am wearing sunglasses, and I'm not just wearing them for fashion purposes. I'm also wearing them because I do have a small eye infection in my right eye. It's a little unsightly, and I want to spare you guys the horribleness of my eye. It doesn't look that bad. I could honestly do this video without the sunglasses, but I don't want to do that. I could wait to do this video later on in the week when my eye heals, but I'm actually going out of town this weekend, so I actually wouldn't be able to record this video until the end of next week, and I don't want to wait that long for Mariah Carey. I want to do this video today for you guys, so I'm going to be a trooper. I'm going to do this video for you guys with the sunglasses on. I hope you don't mind it. Should I just show you guys? Okay, I'll show you guys briefly what it looks like. It doesn't look that bad. You can see the swelling. It looks like I look like Rocky Balboa after he's been 5 rounds in the boxing ring. I don't know. I look fine. It is called a sty, and I've had it before. You get it on your upper eyelid or your lower eyelid. Before last time, about 5 years ago, I got it on my lower eyelid, on my left eye. Just a bit of swelling, and it goes away over time, a few days, a few weeks. Oh god, I hope it's not a few weeks, but it is what it is, but I will continue wearing my sunglasses anyway. Now, there is a bonus disc included with this set, and it's Mariah Carey live at the Tokyo Dome. And the audio is actually available for all her performances on this CD set as well. I won't be listening to those songs because if I was to do that, we would be here forever. There's 17 tracks from the Tokyo Dome performance, but there's also 15 unreleased songs I have to listen to, so that would be 32 songs, and we would be here forever. So I'm only going to listen to the disc 1, the 15 unreleased songs. Now, some of the songs are songs I've heard already. For example, track number 9, Lover Boy, which was released on her Glitter album in 2001, but this is a remix, I'm assuming. And also Close My Eyes, track number 15. This is an acoustic version of the song from her Butterfly album. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get into the first track. Here We Go Again from 1990. Alrighty, that was track number 1. Here We Go Around Again. And this was such a great, fun song. It was taking me back to the year 1990 when Mariah Carey released her very first album. 1990 was such a great year. I mean, that was the year I was born, so it's going to be very nostalgic for me. Anyway, really great. I had a lot of fun, and she sounded great. What I also like about the song was that at the very end, she was critiquing the song. In particular, the end of the song by saying the end of that was iffy. So I thought that was pretty cool. And this is something I actually don't think about quite often, is that when you have a great voice like Mariah Carey, I imagine they themselves are their biggest critics, and they're always scrutinizing their own voices, and whenever they even perform really good, I imagine they're still saying in the back of their head, you know, that wasn't good enough, I could have done better. And Mariah Carey, I imagine her biggest critic was herself, Mariah Carey. And this just doesn't go for musicians, it goes for athletes, it goes for actors. Just always try to push the boundaries of what you can do and knowing you can do better and trying to strive for perfection. Because in ways, Mariah Carey is an athlete, but instead of using her body for sports, she's using her voice for music. So now let's move on to track number 2, Can You Hear Me from 1991.
Sometimes I feel so alone and uncertain, holding on to me. Sometimes I feel, oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Cause I need you. Let it all fade away. I still need you.
Alrighty, and that was track number 2, Can You Hear Me? And yes, Mariah, I can hear you clearly. And what I just heard was simply beautiful. Vocals, vocals, vocals. And this was in 1991 when she released her Emotions album. Now, Emotions is one of my favorite Mariah Carey albums out of her entire discography. And I really enjoyed myself, more so because obviously her voice, but also the control she has over her voice and just the things she can do with her voice. And I always love listening to Mariah Carey during this time in her career. 1990, 1991, 1992, 3, the early 90s. Perfection. Just going back to her earlier albums from the 90s, you could always tell that she was always trying to push the boundaries with what she could do, and she was always striving to experiment with her voice, to try new things, to see how far she could take it and what she could do with it. And I just have a lot of appreciation for what she was able to do with her voice back then in the 90s. So now let's move on to track number 3, Do You Think of Me from 1993. Now, this was the year she released her Music Box album.
I wonder if you think of me. Oh, baby, when the nights are dark and cold, do you think of me? Do you think of me? I'm the one you're dreaming of. Do you think of me? Do you think of me? Tell me, baby. And when the nights are dark and cold,
Alrighty, that was track number 3, Do You Think of Me from 1993. And this was another great song. I think the reason why I'm enjoying these songs so much is, one, not only am I actually genuinely enjoying them, but also because of her voice. It's just nice to hear her voice again from the early 90s. It's like she's releasing, it's like a time machine. It's like I'm going back in time and she released an extra album that we never heard of before. It's like I'm in the early 90s again and I'm just enjoying myself. The songs I've listened to so far are just classic Mariah Carey songs. You can't go wrong with them. If you're a Mariah Carey fan, if you're a huge Mariah Carey fan, I imagine you will love these songs. So now we'll move on to track number 4, Everything Fades Away, and this is another song from 1993. Alrighty, that was track number 4, Everything. I'm sorry, there are people making noises in the hallway outside my apartment. Alrighty, that was track number 4, Everything Fades Away. Hands down, my favorite track on the album so far. Whenever she uses a gospel choir, I'm done for. I'm done for. I love gospel music so much, and I will also say there's something so comforting about these songs. I think it's because it is taking me back to the early 90s, and there's just something very comforting. I think it might be because I was a small child back then. I didn't even know who Mariah Carey was. I didn't listen to her. I was just a small child, but also her voice and her music, it takes me back to when I was going on my Mariah Carey discography journey. And even though there were songs from that time period that I wasn't the biggest fan of, in general, I loved her early 90s to mid 90s work. Like I said, Emotions is one of my favorite Mariah Carey albums. It's definitely at the very top, or near the top, and there's just something very comforting about these songs. Even though she is singing about feeling alone and uncertain, and she's singing about everything fades away, one can argue that these songs aren't comforting, but when I say they're comforting, I saying that her voice is very comforting to me, especially her voice from this time, the early to mid 90s. So now let's move on to track number 5, All I Live For, and once again, this is from 1993. Already, that was track number 5, All I Live For, and once again, this was another great song. I'm running out of good things to say. I'm just really enjoying this Rarities album. I think each and every one of these songs so far is great. For me, I'm just having a great time. This is just a little party for me, so I'm not really going too in depth with the songs, talking about the lyrics, because at this point, I'm just enjoying her voice and I'm just enjoying the moment right now. So now let's move on to track number 6, One Night from 1995. So this was the year she released her Daydream album.
Baby, don't you know that you weren't my trust? You gotta search inside yourself. You gotta give something sacred more than merely physical.
Yeah.
It's just another Saturday evening. He's watching all the girls go by. He just don't watch until he gets his way. Now, baby, baby.
Alrighty, and that was One Night from 1995. This song was also co-written by Jermaine Dupri, and another great song. Fantastic, wonderful. It's just a joy to listen to this album and these unreleased songs from her past. It really is like a time capsule. Some of these songs are just making me want to snap my fingers and just move my body, and I'm just smiling. I'm just having a good time, and I'm loving it. So now we're gonna move on to track number 7, Slipping Away from 1996. So this was a year before she released her Butterfly album from 1997. Alrighty, that was track number 7, Slipping Away. You know what? This is another one of my favorite tracks on the album. This could have been a single. Honestly, I like it that much. I don't know if I'm overreacting. I might be. Who cares? I honestly don't care because this song was great. I love this song. Just like, what was the other one? Everything Fades Away, track number 4. I like all the songs so far, but my two favorites so far, Everything Fades Away and Slipping Away. It does say here that Slipping Away was originally supposed to be part of her 1995 album Daydream, but some fans speculate that the reason why it was removed was because Columbia Records CEO Tommy Mottola axed the song as it was too urban for the overall album and it would possibly change Carey's Girl Next Door image. There are others who speculate that Mottola removed the song due to its obvious allusions to his disintegrating marriage to Carey. Regardless, I still love the song. I think it's great. Anyway, let's move on to track number 8, Out Here on My Own from the year 2000. Now, I do need a bit of refresher to see which albums she's released at around this time in the year 2000. She did release Rainbow in the year 1999, so this was a year after Rainbow and a year before Glitter, which was released in 2001.
Where I've been, who I am, do I fit in? We're always proving who we are. When I'm down and feeling blue, but when I'm down and feeling blue, sometimes I wonder where I've been. Oh
Alrighty, and that was track number 8, Out Here on My Own. And lyrically, this is a very powerful song. She's saying, sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am, do I fit in? Make believing is hard alone, out here on my own. We're always proving who we are, always reaching for that rising star to guide me far and shine me home. Out here on my own. So when it comes to the lyrics and the meaning, this is one of my favorite tracks on the album. But when it comes to the actual song itself, like the melody, it didn't really resonate with me, it didn't really grab me. What was most interesting for me was the lyrics and what she had to say. But other than that, I wasn't the biggest fan of the song. So now we're gonna move on to track number 9, Loverboy, which I've heard before. This is from her Glitter album, and it's the Firecracker remix, I guess. It just says Firecracker original version, so let's get into it. Alrighty, that was track number 9, Loverboy, and this is from her Glitter album, which I wasn't the biggest fan of at all, and I wasn't the biggest fan of this song. I always thought it was a less interesting version of Heartbreaker. This didn't really make me enjoy the song even more. I kind of liked it. It got my body moving, but this still isn't one of my favorite Mariah Carey songs. This kind of sounds like a song you'd play if you were having a slumber party when you were like, I don't know, 14 or 15 years old. I do find the song a little annoying, but that's just my opinion. A lot of you probably really like this song, but it doesn't really grab me, to be honest with you. Anyway, let's move on to track number 10, I Pray. Now, this is from 2005 during her Emancipation of Mimi era.
Lord, I pray that in my lifetime there will come a day. Oh
Alrighty, and that was track number 10, I Pray, and this is a very powerful song. This is another song where I really enjoy the lyrics and how fitting. I mean, this song perfectly encompasses the year 2020, even though this song was from the year 2005. Lord, I pray that in my lifetime there will come a day when the world will wake up with unclouded eyes and there'll be no more need to cry. Oh Lord, I pray. And then she goes on to say, deliver us from the bigotry and hate. Please give shelter to the wayward children. Comfort them and make them safe. For a world with no weapons one day, please give wisdom to the ones who lead us. You can definitely tell when the song blows me away when I start doing that. That essentially means I have no words and I'm speechless. And this song was great lyrically and it's just wonderful. So now we're gonna move on to track number 11, Cool on You, from the year 2007. So this was before 2008 when she released E equals MC square. Ain't no coming back from that, do the coat. Ain't no coming back from that, kick rocks. Ain't no coming back from that, eat dirt. I don't know, I love that part for some reason. This was another great song that I enjoyed listening to. It's not one of my favorites on the album, but I still really liked listening to it. I'm cool on you, you're in my rear view, used to have my best, but now all that shit is dead. Because I'm cool on you. I am curious to know if she's singing about someone in particular, so if you guys know, just leave a comment. So now let's move on to track number 12, Mesmerized, from 2012, and this was when she released her Me, I Am Mariah, the elusive Chanteuse. Wait, okay, that was a mistake. She actually released Me, I Am Mariah in the year 2014. This song is from 2012. So this song is from 2 years before Me, I Am Mariah. Alrighty, and that was track number 12, Mesmerized, from 2012, and this was a cute song. I'm a little indifferent to it. I don't love it, but I don't dislike it. It's somewhere in between. I mean, I probably wouldn't listen to this song again. It was nice to listen to for the first time, but it didn't really grab me. I feel like the song's a little generic sounding. I probably wouldn't listen to it again, like I just said, but I liked listening to it for the first time. So now we'll move on to track number 13, Lullaby of Birdland. Now, this does say live, and it's from 2014. So this was the year she released her, getting the albums confused. I was gonna say Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel, but no. Not Emancipation of Mimi. Okay, I'm just, wow, okay. Me, I Am Mariah. She released Me, I Am Mariah in the elusive Chanteuse in the year 2014. Get my facts straight. Okay.
Because it's a chanteuse, darling. I'm a chanteuse. I'm on the stage. Gotta feel it. I'm on the piano. You got this feel.
Oh.
Like 13. Appropriate? Not really. But it's me.
Risky.
That's what I
Alrighty, that was track number 13, Lullaby of Birdland, and this was performed live, obviously. It's great. I was not expecting the jazz number, and I'm gonna say it now. Mariah should put out a jazz album. She really should. I think she needs to experiment with jazz on her next studio album. But that's just my opinion. I love jazz music. I love listening to jazz music so much. And this song in particular, Lullaby of Birdland, came out in 1952. I am curious to know if jazz music will ever be mainstream again. I think the last time it was mainstream was, I don't know, the 1950s, the 1960s. Could you imagine 10 years or 20 years from now, jazz music dominating the charts? That would be crazy. So now we've come to track number 14, Save the Day with Miss Lauryn Hill. Now, I already listened to the song. I actually already did a video to me listening to the song for the first time when this song was released. And because of that, I probably won't listen to this song again in this video. If you want to know what I thought of the song, if you want to see me listen to the song for the first time, check out that video. It will be linked in the description box of this video. I will link you to my Mariah Carey playlist, and the video will be in there. I will say I wasn't the biggest fan of the song when I first heard it, but it's definitely grown on me after a few more listens. We have come to the end of the album, track number 15, Close My Eyes. Now, this is an acoustic version of the song that I have heard already, and it was originally released on her Butterfly album, I believe. So yes, it was the 8th track from her Butterfly album, so I have heard this song already, but this recording of the song is from 2020 and it's acoustic. So, you know what? I'm gonna listen to it. Let's get into it. Track number 15, Close My Eyes. Alrighty, and that was track number 15, Close My Eyes, the acoustic version, and I enjoyed this. I don't remember the last time I listened to the song. I think the last time I listened to it was when I listened to her Butterfly album for the first time. I think I might have listened to it a couple more times after that, but that was many, many months ago. I liked it. I really did like this acoustic version of the song. I think it's a beautiful song. I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of want to keep going on with this video. I do want to check out her live at the Tokyo Dome songs, her live performances, the audio versions. So if you guys want me to continue with this video, I will do a part 2, and I will listen to all of the live at the Tokyo Dome performances. It's 79 minutes, so it would be a big video, but you know what? I'm down to do it if you guys are down for me to do it. So leave a comment and tell me if you want me to do that. If you do, I will. Other than that, we have come to the end of the Rarities, and I really, 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 really enjoyed myself. I didn't think I would enjoy myself as much as I did. I knew I would probably enjoy the compilation album as a whole, but I didn't think I would enjoy myself as much as I did. I loved the first half of this album, where it was more so her 90s era from 1990 to 1996. I wasn't the biggest fan of the songs from the 21st century, from the 2000s and 2010s. I was a little indifferent to some of them, but I more so enjoyed the songs from the 90s. In particular, tracks number 4 and 7, Everything Fades Away, and Slipping Away. Those are my 2 favorite tracks on the album. This really was a nice treat. I hope more artists do this in the future. They release compilation videos of rarities of unreleased tracks for their fans because it really is a special moment, and it's just nice to go back in time and listen to an artist when they were first starting out, when they were pumping out their best albums. It's nice to hear these unreleased songs. And you really do see how her voice progresses through the years, starting in 1990, all the way 30 years later to the year 2020. I don't need to tell you how amazing her voice sounds, especially back in the 90s. On the 90s tracks, her voice sounds immaculate and great and wonderful. I like the production, and overall, I really enjoyed myself. I can only imagine how many unreleased songs Mariah has locked away in the vault, so who knows, maybe she'll release a Rarities Part 2 down the line. So what did you guys think of the compilation album? Which are your favorite tracks? Maybe you didn't like this compilation album. Maybe you were struggling with songs to like. I don't know how that could be a possibility because I feel like this is classic Mariah Carey. This album obviously is for the fans. I mean, if you love Mariah Carey, if you love her voice, if you like her singing, I imagine you will love this compilation album. So I think that's officially all I wanted to say on the album. I will be opening this discography journey, this Mariah Carey discography journey, once again in November or December when I listen to her Merry Christmas to You, her second Christmas album for the first time. That will probably be because there's so many Christmas albums I have to listen to this year. I have to listen to Whitney's and Carrie Underwood's. I know Dolly Parton released a new Christmas album this year, so there's a lot of Christmas albums I have to listen to this year. Celine Dion, so Mariah's Merry Christmas to You will definitely be one of them. So look out for that video, and thanks for watching, guys. You can find me on Instagram, you can find me on Twitter, you can message me, you can tell me other artists I should check out. I'm open to any artists from any decade. You can find me on Apple Music, you can check out my playlist, and so on and so forth. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.